What if your soul didn't fall by accident but descended by design? What if Earth isn't a prison, but a training ground? What if everything you've been told about the fall of man was a carefully crafted distortion to keep you small, obedient, and forgetful of who you really are? In this video, we journey into one of the most suppressed and mystifying Gnostic texts in history, the secret book of John, a gospel that was hidden for over 1,600 years. And when finally discovered in 1945 near Nag Hammadi, it shattered everything we thought we knew about creation, the soul, and Jesus' true message. But why was it buried? And what terrifying truth does it reveal about why you came to Earth in the first place? This is not theology. This is memory, your memory. The secret book of John is not just another apocryphal curiosity. It's a blueprint, a map back to what you've forgotten. Discovered in the sands of Egypt in 1945, alongside other Gnostic texts, it opens with a broken disciple, John, desperately seeking truth after the crucifixion. And then Jesus appears, but not as the man they hung on a tree. He appears as light, a radiant being beyond form, saying, "John, why do you doubt, or why are you afraid? You are not unfamiliar with this image. Do not be timid. I am the one who is with you always." This alone shatters the orthodox narrative. Jesus here does not call for worship. He calls for remembrance. He begins to unveil a cosmic drama, how the divine realm, called the pleroma, overflowed with light and consciousness until one emanation, Sophia, out of pure love, created without her counterpart. And in that act, Yaldabaoth, the false god, was born. Ignorant, arrogant, and blind, he thought himself the only God. Yes, the God of the Old Testament in this gospel is not the true source, but a counterfeit. And here's the hidden truth. Your soul didn't fall. It was planted like a divine seed, trapped in flesh, yes, but with a spark that remembers its origin. You didn't come here to be saved. You came here to remember. Yaldabaoth, also known as the demiurge, fashioned the material world not out of love or divine wisdom, but out of ignorance. His creation was a copy, a shadow of the true realm, and he populated it with archons, rulers who control through fear, hierarchy, and deception. Does that sound familiar? This isn't just ancient myth, it's a mirror. Think of the systems around you, governments, religions, economies, designed not to free you, but to bind you, designed to teach you obedience, not divinity. The secret book of John makes a daring claim. This world is ruled by beings who believe they are gods, but they are blind. And in their blindness, they created a trap, flesh time, death. But even they could not extinguish the divine spark. Jesus says in this gospel that your soul is older than the world itself, that it comes from the realm of fullness, the pleroma, and that even now it carries memory of that light. But memory can be buried under fear, doctrine, and distraction. Here's where it gets shocking. According to the secret book of John, when you were born, the archons tried to bind you with fate, astrological forces, karma. But something in you resisted. That resistance, that was your origin speaking. You are not from here, but you are here for a reason. You were sent, not to suffer, to awaken. Most religious traditions paint your existence here as a punishment, a result of sin, a fall. But in the secret book of John, the soul's arrival on earth is not portrayed as banishment. It is portrayed as intentional infiltration. Jesus reveals that souls from the pleroma descended not because they were cast out, but because they volunteered. They entered the lower realms cloaked in flesh with the mission of awakening the light trapped in matter. You are one of those lights. and the mission, to remember who you are, and in doing so, to ignite that same remembrance in others. This flips everything. It's not about getting to heaven, it's about bringing heaven back into awareness, here, now, within. Because heaven, as Jesus says in the Gospel of Thomas, is spread out upon the earth, but people do not see it. The secret book of John emphasizes the soul's strength, not its shame. It does not speak of damnation, but of distortion, of a sleeping divine intelligence waiting to be reawakened. And how does one awaken? Through gnosis, inner knowing, not belief, not dogma, but direct, soul-level recognition. The text warns, whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death. Interpretation here doesn't mean decoding metaphors. It means decoding yourself, because the sayings of Jesus, the structures of this world, the mirrors in your life, all point inward. Your task isn't to escape Earth. Your task is to redeem it by redeeming your memory. One of the boldest revelations in the secret book of John is its reinterpretation of the Eden story. What if the serpent wasn't the villain, but the liberator? In the Genesis myth, the serpent tempts Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge, and for that they are cast out. But in the Gnostic retelling, the serpent is not Satan. The serpent is Christ in disguise, or the Logos, the divine voice urging humanity to awaken. The archons had created Adam, but he was lifeless. It was only when a portion of divine light was secretly breathed into him through the hidden help of Sophia that he became animated. The serpent merely reminded him of who he was. And the tree of knowledge, it wasn't forbidden because it was evil. It was forbidden because it was empowering knowledge. Gnosis is dangerous to false gods. This flips the entire moral axis. The one cast as the enemy becomes the whisper of truth. The one cast as God becomes the jailer of ignorance. Jesus in this text is not the crucified Savior demanding belief, but the liberating voice that calls you to wake up, to see clearly, and to reclaim your origin. He doesn't say, "Follow me." He says, "Know yourself." And the serpent's whisper echoes, "You are more than dust. You are memory wrapped in matter. You are fire in disguise." This is the forgotten truth, that salvation isn't outside you, it's inside, dormant, like a flame waiting for breath. And what is that breath? It's gnosis, the breath of remembering. The Jesus of the secret book of John is vastly different from the Jesus of church doctrine. He's not the founder of an institution. He's not the enforcer of belief. He is the revealer of memory. In this gospel, he does not speak of faith as allegiance, but as awareness. Blessed is the one who has known the deceivers and has been freed from them, he says. That's not about believing in doctrine. It's about seeing through illusion. Jesus calls out the false gods of the world, the archons, not with anger, but with clarity. He exposes their control through fear, guilt, and blind obedience. And he invites you to transcend it, not by escaping the world, but by re-seeing it. This Jesus speaks directly to your soul, not to your guilt. He doesn't ask you to kneel. He asks you to awaken. The Gnostic Christ is a mirror. He shows you what you forgot you were. His parables, his silence, his gaze, all are designed not to teach you, but to trigger remembrance. He says, the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will see that you are the sons of the living Father. This isn't metaphor, it's the core of Gnostic truth, that you are divine essence momentarily embodied, and that Jesus came not to create followers, but to ignite flames. His crucifixion was not a sacrifice demanded by a wrathful God. It was the ultimate act of defiance against the world's rulers, a declaration that even death cannot silence the truth. And the truth is this: you are not broken. You are not lost. You are not waiting to be saved. You are remembering. You've made it this far, and that alone means something. It means the spark inside you is already lit, flickering, waking up. The secret book of John was buried for over a millennium, not to protect you from heresy, but to protect the powers that be from you remembering the truth. Because a soul who remembers cannot be controlled. A soul who remembers becomes ungovernable, undivided, and unstoppable. The archons don't fear your sin. They fear your memory. The pleroma is not a place you travel to. It's a frequency you awaken within. Every moment of courage, every flash of clarity, every whisper of "there's more than this." That's the pleroma calling. This isn't the end of the story. It's the start of your part in it. Because you didn't come here to repeat doctrine. You came to embody truth. You didn't come here to be a follower. You came to be a flame. So here's your call. Start asking the forbidden questions. Start peeling back the veils. Start trusting that strange, sacred voice inside you that's always whispered, "You're more than they told you." You are. You always have been now. Go remember. And in remembering, set others free. If this message stirred something ancient inside you, if a part of you feels like it's been waiting lifetimes to hear this, then don't stop here. Subscribe to the Ether Scroll and continue walking the hidden path. Start with our playlist, The Hidden Teachings of Jesus, because the truth wasn't lost, it was hidden. And now, it's time to remember.